There we go. Hello, everybody. I'm coming on here for a couple of different reasons why. One particular reason why is so I can get a few things off my chest and maybe deal with some other issues before tomorrow. Um, Come on. Trying to get my tablet to update so I can see comments if they come around. Um, Very strange. Hmm. Okay, there we go. Yes, I did make this spontaneous. None of my moderators, except for my mom and my wife, and my wife is doing her own thing, and I told mom not even to worry about coming on if she doesn't want to. Um, but I've got two watchers and no speakers. That's great. That's fine. Um, And I'm gonna go ahead and start this. 16 viewers and no speakers, and it makes me wonder about what's going on with those people, with the 16 people who are just lollygagging. Um, but I've said this. Hey, Brenda. Um, I said this in my last live, and Oreo, stop. I don't know what's underneath the table, but quit trying to go under the table via my legs. I basically said the last time I was on here live that I am changing my channel back to the way it was. And that's not just the subject matters I may present, but it's also going to be I'm amping up my rules, and I'm not playing games anymore. So if you want to come on here and be a disruption, no, bye. If you want to come on here and ask questions about my wife, go to her. If you're coming on here to discuss what's going on in a different channel, no. I don't care what's going on with um, Diane and all her cronies, or what are you going to call them. I don't care. This is going to be the way it was, which was stress-free, negative-free. Um, I don't need, like I said before, I don't need the added stress from outside sources. I get enough from myself and the world around me. I don't need the stress of people who have no care about my family. All they want to do is come on here and try to tell me how to live and how to do this and how to do that. No, no. If I wanted somebody to tell me what to do in my life, I'd either go see a psychiatrist who would tell me how to alleviate my stress or how to deal with it, or go back to New York and drive around the city. No, thank you. Or actually any city. No, thank you. Mm, excuse me. But yeah, I'm going to go back to the way my channel was, which is Bible study, the history that I've learned by self study. Um, and no, I'm not a professional. I'm not a theologian. I'm not a historian. I'm just a simple guy who likes to read things and learn things on his own. And I try to find the most reputable organization to talk with, like um, I can go to the Smithsonian and their website and look at their history information. Hello, blue. Excuse me. Hello, bluegrass. Wow, I just got tongue tied there for a second. I'm actually doing pretty good. That's one of the topics of today is how I've been feeling since. I started the Ritalin yesterday morning, and it's kind of funny. Um, I started the Ritalin yesterday morning, and I felt good all day long. Got a lot of stuff done that needed to be done today, and I think it's more because I had more broken sleep last night, and the weather. Sometimes the weather can affect me in a bad way. So today has been kind of one of those like, uh, uh, I really don't feel like doing anything. My body hurts. I know I have to run out and pick up medicine and food. But other than that, I didn't want to do anything. And my wife was like, don't beat yourself up for it. Don't beat yourself up that you didn't get anything really done, around the house. You didn't accomplish much. You did a lot last night, so it's there's reason for the way I feel today. Yes, I saw your email, Bluegrass, and I appreciate it. And I'm sorry things went the way they did. Um, Hello, Sheila. Uh, yes, it is good to give myself some grace, and that's basically what I've done today. I'm like, it's been cold, it's been dreary, it's been ucky, um, windy. Not like high winds, like anything to worry about. Just windy enough to keep the air in a cool state. Um, so yeah, today was one of those days where it's like I'm giving myself grace because I did a lot yesterday, before the live, and like I said yesterday, I'm gonna repeat myself again today. Um, I am going back to the way it was. I'm going back to talking about nature, talking about history, um, talking about the Bible, talking about things that I enjoy more than this. I don't know what this stuff is anymore, but it's just too stressful and too. It's not worth the stress or the time or even the. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Hello, Marguerite. Glad you came on. Like I said, I began this by saying this is a kind of a spontaneous live. Tomorrow might be interesting because um, Jerry's going to be doing a live, and she's got a friend who's going to be on there. One of her one of her long-term viewers. That person is going to come on, and I'm not mentioning names. Is going to come on and kind of Q&A. Um, so that's because I'm going to have to be there primarily to watch out for the trolls and goonies. Um, and then after she's done, sometime tomorrow afternoon, I have a Bible verse or two that I wanted to speak upon or think about, talk about, um, because of a lot of the things that are going on around the world. So we might be delving. We are probably going to be going into Revelation, because of all the craziness going on. Hello, Starry Night. So yeah, it's hopefully going to be an interesting but good chat. Let's see here. Um, he's doing good this coming week. Oh, I'm sorry. I did forget about um, Brenda, your father. Um, was it your father? I can't remember, but you were somebody in your family, if not you, were going through medical. I hope you. Oh yeah, that's right, your father because of chemo. I hope he comes out, on the good side. He doesn't have as many problems like Jerry did. Um, let's see here. Hi, Jim. Don't shut them. Jerry gets in her eyes. Do they stop the? Marcy, I do not understand what you're talking about. So, if it's about Jerry, go talk to Jerry. I'm not answering Jerry Ann questions. That's one of the three things we do not talk about on my channel. That's Jerry, economics, and politics. So, Marcy, you'll have to take it up with her. Yeah, your husband. I remember that after I read your comment. So it took me a moment. You know, I'm not always fast enough to on the upbeat. So forgive me. Jerry did trim it for me. I just try to keep it combed and beard oils. Um, Thank you, Brenda. Um, so Marcy C, your name seems familiar, and I'm trying to figure out why. Um, Not a problem. Jerry, without her glasses, Jerry has difficulty with her eyesight too. So yeah. Thank you guys. I mean, I'm thinking tomorrow, after all the busyness settles down, if the weather doesn't look too bad, I'm probably gonna have Jerry trim the sides here and probably trim some more because I'm like, unless I do something to really make it really look good, I'm thinking the beard is starting to get a little too long. Yes, Oreo. Can I help you? What? What? What do you want? I got no food for you. Oh, you want pets? Okay. Um, Excuse me. The bearded man might give it up. Um, well, that's the thing is I don't know if I'm going to give up the beard or not. So well, that's the thing well, let me go back to yesterday. I'm going to start in yesterday and bring it up today. Yesterday, started on the Ritalin medication, and yesterday was a good day. I mean, yesterday it was a little chilly, but it wasn't like windy and overcast and gloomy. And I woke up with a good night's sleep, and I just had a lot of energy yesterday. And I probably pushed myself too much yesterday because today it's like I took my medication, but it's gloomy, it's windy, it's just overcast. And I mean, I don't know if it's because I overdid it the day before or not, but I just felt like hammered. Yeah, hammered crud. Um, but I mean, I know from taking care of the house and doing some, a good bit of self care and that kind of stuff. I did feel good yesterday, but this morning it was like, why am I getting out of this bed? Why am I doing this? Now, this morning, what are you whining about? This morning, Jerry came out and we made quiche and little quiche cups. What? What are you whining about? So, I mean, this morning was nice. And then for dinner, Jerry came out and made mini quesadillas. Basically, what we do is we take like a tortilla, whether it's a corn tortilla or a flour tortilla, butter it up, slap it on the pan that we use to cook, flip it over, cheese or taco meat in the middle, and then slap another tortilla on top, and wait until the cheese and everything melts. And they're really good. We also cooked up some fajita chicken meat. So if we get like nauseous, or not nauseous, excuse me, we get hungry in the middle of the night, we can come out and just take either some fajita meat or some of the leftover quesadillas and nuke them for a minute or so, and boom, we have a midnight snack. But I liked even, I mean, what impressed, well, not really impressed me, but what made me very happy was Jerry came out to make the food. All right, let me go back to some of your questions. It will probably take a month or so to see if the word of living. Yeah, I've heard that could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a month. Um, so we'll see. I mean, I'm not trying to push it. I worried when you said you were staying in bed 14 hours. That was kind of an exaggeration, because sometimes I feel like I've been in bed for 14 hours. And I know in the past when I was single and had nothing better to do, I'd stay in bed until I couldn't stay in bed no more. But that was in the past. I know I do have bouts of depression and whatnot, but not like they used to be. So I'm glad I'm not as depressed as others. Um, so yeah. Uh, yeah, they were yummy, and I ate one or two too many, and I'm kind of like feeling a little bloated, so to speak. Um, Kicking, it's actually going pretty good. I am not currently depressed, Bluegrass. I'm actually in a fairly decent mood. The only thing I'm depressed about is, I have trouble from time to time giving myself grace, because I look around my house and go, man, I could have done this, instead of just moping around for the day because of the weather and how I felt. But I'm not really depressed. I'm more like, man, my kitchen needs to be fixed up again. It needs a good cleaning and wipe down. But after doing all the stuff yesterday, I can understand why my body doesn't want to do nothing today. Um, so, yeah. Uh, let's see here. Good to hear your meds must be helping. Oh, yeah, I know my meds are helping. Yeah. I think everybody who's had, like, either some form of family trauma or something like that causes depression, and a lot of times it's really hard to dig yourself out, especially when you were depressed 10, 15 years of just being depressed with very little help. But between Jerry and me just trying to get stuff done, the depression comes and goes. It really depends on the time of the year or stuff like that. Um, uh, yes, I've had chimichangas. I like them. There's very little food that I don't like. There are some foods that are just like, nah, no. In fact, I was Jay and I were looking at stuff. we were just looking at various things on Amazon, and I have a book in there, or there's a book in there called How Sushi for Beginners, basically making sushi for beginners. And I'm like, I've always wanted to learn how to make sushi because I like it. Of course, there would be no avocado in mine, and it'd be cucumbers, carrots, crab meat, those little itty bitty baby shrimps. I like it. That's what I like in there, as well as the spicy mustard and sauce that they put on top. That's the way I go. Um, yeah, yeah. They do say that, bluegrass, about most people with big hearts sometimes, yeah, get down sometimes. You too, Brenda. So am I. I'm an empath, um, which kind of sucks because it's like there are times where it's like, is the emotions I'm feeling Jerry Ann or mom? So can never tell sometimes which one, if it's me or people around me. Um, I think a lot of people who are sensitive to various things, like I'm sensitive to nature and the weather, and my wife and my mom's feelings, and sometimes it's hard to like approach a person with the way you feel toward what you think you're feeling. So it's kind of like one of those. How do I ask? Like a lot of times I'll like ask mom, "How are you doing?" Because it doesn't feel like she's really all that happy. But yeah, we try to work with it. Yeah, that is a major problem there, Sheila. I mean, the feelings of others is kind of hard sometimes to deal with because it's like, yeah, sometimes don't feel like you can have your own feelings because you're feeling the people around you. That's why I like to go out. I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to like. I mean, I used to love going out and spending time by myself in nature. But lately, I have been between my health and all the things that I'm dealing with. It's kind of hard to just get away for half an hour. Um, yeah, I've been dealing with depression, bouts of depression now since I was 16. So that was like 40, 37, 40. I don't know, a number of years. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I have trouble with jobs is because between all the feelings around me, then my anxieties kick in, and then it's just kind of like I can't take it no more. I don't want to be around people. Um, that's why I wish I had the skills as a typist or skills with computers, because I would love to be able to work from home um, with like a travel agency or something like that. But I don't type very fast. So yeah, it's kind of hard. Um, Sheila Marie, that's a good name, Brenda. I'm jumping around. I'm sorry. Um, if it is hard, but I am adapting. Um, I remember when I was single, and yeah, it was difficult. But when you're single, when you're not single, and then your partner leaves or something happens, it's difficult. I mean, I can only imagine what you're going through, Sheila. I just, um, I just hope I don't have to go through or deal with that. Sorry, go for. Why am I moving my phone around too much? I hope I don't have to go through that too long. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I'm driving. Just wanted to make sure I said hello to everyone at least once. No problem, Kik, and I understand. So yeah. Hello, Redheaded Storm. Excuse me. Now that I have most of my usual people, I'm just going to re-announce what I said earlier before most of you got on here. Starting tomorrow, I'm going back to the way things were. So it will be, Sunday will be a Bible study, and then throughout the week, either I'll be vlogging about a certain subject, or maybe I'm trying not to go live that often, because it seems like every time I go live, there's always somebody that comes in here and starts trouble. And from tomorrow to next Sunday, whenever I go live, or whatever people make inappropriate or unnecessary comments that I feel is inappropriate, negative, or off topic, will most likely be banned from the channel, because I'm done dealing with the chaos and negativity that caused Sheila to leave. I'm thankful Sheila came back. But if there's anybody else that's going to cause problems in the future, there's no timeouts no more. It's a straight see you later. So I don't want to deal with it no more. Jerry is thinking to do lives once a week, usually on Sunday, and then the rest of the time it's just vlogs. I can understand for Jerry doing it that way, because she's gotten more flack from the various people. So I'm supportive of Jerry's decision. She's supportive of my decision. She told me that I can do whatever I want, but she suggests less lives. So I got to relearn how to post my vlogs. But like I said, I'm going back to what I started my channel on, which was a combination of my Christian beliefs and history, family background, nature, things that I truly enjoy. I do not enjoy the chaos and the insanity that has been going on for way too long. I had thought about doing vlogs literally every day, because it's easier for me than trying to fiddle fart with all the stuff. But tomorrow's going to be live, Sheila. Oreo. Growling at nothing again. Crazy dog. Oh, she's growling at a bottle of stuff that needs to get put away. My thing is, after church, well, I wasn't going to do my lives until the afternoon, early evening. That way, anybody who does go to a church for long periods of time will be able to jump on. Because I don't want anybody to miss out live. I want them to be able to come in and enjoy. That's why I figured my lives will probably be on Sundays, will probably be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's when most people are back from church. Well, I'm sorry you had a bad day yesterday. Well, that's the thing, Corey. I like the interaction as well, as long as those who are interacting with me are not trying to control or guide the conversation towards something that I didn't want it to be. So that's why if anybody wants to come on here and start causing trouble, they're not going to last long. And I will rely on the people that I know have been with me the longest to tell me who's a troll and who's not a troll. Um, excuse me. Let's see here. Well, okay, that's good to know. So East Coast time would be about 3:30 my time. So if I do a live at 2, you should be able to join in. I hope. If you can't, I understand. Everybody's got busy lives. Some people are busier on certain days than others, and you know, Sunday might be a busy day for some people because they go to the church, then they go to family, and have dinner with family or lunch with family. You know, so I understand the different the things. Um, I don't mind people asking me questions. It's if you follow my guidelines, we're not going to talk about Jerry. We're not going to talk about politics, and we're not going to talk about economics or finances. Um, because as far as I'm concerned, those three things. Well, talking about Jerry, I don't want to talk about Jerry because I don't want to misspeak and then have to come back and apologize, and because that's what started a lot of problems with these groups. The other thing is the reason why. Okay, so you are central. For some reason, I thought you said. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sheila. Um, okay, you're on the same time wave as I am, so okay. Hey, at least I know that. Hopefully, I can remember that. But like I said, it'd probably be around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, are you driving now, Bluegrass, or is that tomorrow? Um, sorry. Well, that's the thing is I do want to do more lives because, like I said, I prefer this method because trying to get things transferred from my phone to YouTube sometimes is a royal pain in the butt, and I don't want to wait for that thing to wait for that to go through. Um, straight north of me, straight north. Um, whereabouts do you live, Sheila? I can't remember. I mean, what state? You don't have to tell me exactly what town, but what state? Um, okay. I'm glad you understand the guidelines there, Shield Maiden. There's a lot. Redheaded Storm. I don't know why I said Shield Maiden. I'm sorry. Probably because I'm thinking about going Iowa. Okay, Iowa. I was thinking about going and watching Vikings all over for the. Actually, it'd be the second time I watch it from start to beginning. But um, yeah, it's turning 7:52 here. So you're East Coast. MD Anderson is a great cancer center. We were thinking, and this is probably sometime down the road, to go to Duke in the Carolinas. Um, Duke, or I forgot what the other place was. Oh, Duke or New York. I live right outside of New York City. But I prefer not to go to New York. I either go to Duke or try to move back towards Colorado, even though cost of living all over the United States has kind of gone a little askew. Um, let's see here. But yeah, I know about MD Anderson. I wonder if Jerry looked into that. I don't know. Um, uh, York, PA. Lots of East Coast people, yes, of course. Um, let's see here. Jim, just a thought, but maybe you could keep doing lives and ban the troublemakers. That's what I was kind of thinking about, Redhead, because I mean, I really don't need the troublemakers. Even if they were making comments, on my blog instead of coming into my lives. But I'm a little bit more of a braver soul than Jerry Ann is. But Jerry Ann is to the point where she's so sick of it, she doesn't want to do. She only wants to do one live a week, and that's fine and dandy. But like I said, I prefer doing it this way. Excuse me, I'm trying to fix my glasses and my hair. Aunt Deb was my sitter when I was okay. Okay. Bluegrass. I have never had any trouble with you. I mean, yeah, you joke around and whatnot with other people, but you know, yeah, Duke was one of the ones that Jerry was looking at the most. But at the time, at first, I was kind of like, can you look at something that's not on the coast? Because even if you're living inland, you still get hit with a lot of high winds and rains from various hurricanes. But yeah, Duke was one of the ones we looked at. Excuse me, I got dry skin and itches and all that fun jazz. Yeah, cancer does suck. Luckily, Jerry has not had as much problems as some of the other cancer people, but she's got high spirits. She's got good spirits. She didn't let the idea of having cancer pull her down or drag her down, or whatever. It's just all the people who want to go, oh, you don't got cancer. You're too happy to have cancer. So what if I'm happy? Because I can look at it as, cancer sucks. Yes, let's just, crawl into a hole and stay there. Or, yeah, cancer sucks. I'm going to take the journey. I'm going to talk to people about my journey. And I'm going to praise God that I'm still 6 feet under every time I wake up. All right, 6 feet above ground, not 6 feet under. Sorry, my words are back, going backwards. But yeah, Jerry's a good spirited person. She doesn't let shit get her down. She, instead of looking at the dark cloud, she's looking at the silver lining around that dark cloud. So it's one of those kind of like, don't try to get her down. You're not gonna win. Oh no, it's fine, Redhead. I mean, I'm probably going to do this more to say, Sheila, turn your eyes away for a second. I'm just going to be like, I don't care what the naysayers say. They can all take a flying leap off of a short pier. Um, okay, then let's just settle down. Settle down. Some of those university hospitals sound good. Oh, the good thing about a lot of university hospitals like Duke and Anderson, and the one that was in Colorado, the one that's up in Michigan, or not, is it Michigan? No, not Michigan. Minnesota. They're all good hospitals. I mean, the thing about them being university hospitals, the doctor will always bring in students to talk, talk and deal with the patient. And my wife loves to teach, so having students come into her room is like, uh-oh, wrong room, run away. So it's like, you know, but yeah, let's see here. Our Cancer City at Apple Hill, York, Pennsylvania is very good. Oh, I love it when people can get into a good hospital for what they need, and their doctors work with them to help them through their journey and as much as they can keep their spirits up. Because that's one of the things I've learned is most people who get cancer and don't have high spirits and a good outlook. They're the ones that go. They're the ones who unfortunately pass away faster than the rest of the groups. It's just it's amazing how a wonderful, good spirit with good outlook can make things so much easier and so much tolerable. Um, and that's why I love Jerry, because she literally, you know, let's see here. She's got to be willing to follow. Oh, that's the thing, is a lot of people don't think Jerry's following the doctor's regiment and orders and whatnot, but she is. When it comes to her medical well-being, she follows her doctors, and every time she sees her doctors, she's asking questions, new questions. So yeah, it's one of those, like, you know, she does for the most part what the doctors say. Oh yeah, exactly. The joy of the Lord is our strength, and Jerry has a lot of joy. Why did Sheila have to turn her? Oh, because I didn't want to offend her when I flipped the bird towards the negative nillies. Um, so that's all. Um, no, no, because if I was gonna curse, I would have said Nelly or Sheila, plug your ears. Um, but anyhow, she's a positive. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I skipped you, Marguerite. Jim, so nice to see your original sub. Yes, it is nice to see my original subs come back. Let's see here. She's a positive person. I don't know why that bo- that bothers people so much. They must just like living in their sad life. That's the thing, is Jerry is such a likable person. I've never met anybody who did not like Jerry Ann. So to find these women, or these internet groups that basically try to tear Jerry apart and tell lies about her and and all that kind of negative stuff that they've been doing, it's kind of like, you don't know Jerry Ann from a hole in the wall. And like I've said to people, yeah, I forgot to text Nellie to tell her I was coming online. Sorry. Um, but usually at this time of night she's basically gone to bed. But like I was saying, I mean, I've told people time and time again, you see maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours worth of our lives. There's still 22 hours in our lives that we're not on camera, and you don't know what's going on. So how are you making up this nonsense you're making up? Let alone going into 2, 3 years ago and taking clips of old videos from years ago and trying to bring them back to the present when they're part of the past. And I just kind of go, that's old news. Tell me something new. Tell me something I don't know about myself. You know, and that's what gets me. It's like, really, really, you're doing these reaction videos on shit you don't really know. Excuse my language. And it's just like, no. Um, Beautiful disaster. Uh, Charlottesville, VA. Um, I didn't know there was a Charlottesville in VA. And well, that's nice information to know. But I think Jerry's got her mind dead set that if she's going to go back to the East Coast, it's going to be either Duke University or go back to upstate, go live in upstate New York, so we're not in the city or out on Long Island, and we can grab the train and go into the city and not have to worry about driving. Um, and then we have laughter is good medicine. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, Attitude. We nope, I'm not wearing it. Um, we have friends that have gone through a lot of medical issues, and the young lady who's going through these medical issues, and I'm not going to name names. Um, she makes shirts. She writes shirts and whatnot. And Jerry got me one that says, "Attitude was it? Gratitude with attitude," and I love that shirt. Um, um, okay, that's all right. Um, it really makes a physical difference to have a positive attitude. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can contest to that because I used to basically live not only physically, not physically, but mentally in a dark place. So my attitude during that time period was pure negativity. It's like, how can I do this? How can things happen the way it did? But then I realized that it's like, you know, what's the sense of living in this negative attitude when you feel sick all the time and you're grumpy and you just don't want to go outside and you don't want to deal with people or life or anything like that. And I started changing, and I I basically started getting into, well, during the dark period, I was, reading various types of books that I look back at them now and go, they weren't really worth reading. But because those books weren't teaching me the truth, they were teaching somebody's negativity. It just fed back into me, time and time again of being negative and just. But then I remember the books that I read by Mary Miranda and went, it's all positive. Everything she was saying basically was positive and rang true with me. And, not that it brought me away from Christianity or closer to Christianity, it just gave me a wider perspective of the world around me and the infinite possibilities. And so, I mean, that helped me a lot. And then moving to Missouri and starting to go back to a church and being in a church and dealing with church things brought me way, way out of the negativity. I mean, there's still a tinge of negativity there because I still had unanswerable questions, you know. And then I realized sometimes those unanswerable questions, the reason why they're not answerable is because the factor I don't need to know it, for me to know. It's just something that I had to deal with and live with and get over it. And oh yeah, I still get upset and mad because of you know that time of the year when my father passed away, my aunt passed away, my grandmother passed away. It brings up some sorrow, but it doesn't drag me down. You know. Uh, but now let's see here. Uh, Thank you, Redhead. I mean, I appreciate that. MacGyver it already. Your comments are out of context. Um, so I'm not sure what you're trying to do or trying to get across. Um, exactly, Bluegrass. His grace is significant for me because it makes us perfect. I mean, a lot of people look at weakness as something to use against you, but it's like no, because let's just take a little Bible story. Samson, at his weakest, when he prayed to God to give him strength to strike out against his tormentors, God gave Samson the strength that he needed to tear down a whole temple using 2 columns. So yeah, okay. So what if I have weaknesses? Does that make me weak? Does that make me inefficient? No, it doesn't. Um, um, oh, I'm becoming very happy lately. Um, yes, thank you. I mean, I think with taking my care of myself the way I have been and all that kind of stuff, I feel a whole lot better. Okay, Mac. Bye bye. You're done. Um, or David. Yes. I mean, hold on. I'm sorry. I kind of skipped over people because of Mac. Um, I will probably be doing Bible readings and stuff like that on Sundays, maybe Wednesday, depending on that. As for doing more on Vikings, well, that depends on how I feel. Um, the um, the Sunday is going to be focused strictly on Bible, while the rest of the time it could be Vikings, it could be how I feel about what's going on around the world. Don't know. It just depends on what catches my mind in the morning or what I can write down to talk about. Because sometimes I like to just throw the dice. Let's see what we're going to talk about. Let's see here. Bluegrass, I got rid of one. Who's the other one? Let me know who the other one is. Because I love getting rid of trolls. Don't need them. All they're good for is smacking around and leaving them in a ditch. If that's too violent, I'm sorry. Has your neighbor had the fall get together with the church? Oh, shoot. I think that was supposed to be this weekend, and I think it's done and over with. I totally forgot about it, and I forgot to mark it on my calendar, so that's my bad. Of course, I was doing a whole lot of dirty dirt. Why do you think you need to take a walk there, Bluegrass? Um, let's see here. Oh, no problem. Once you guys alert me to the troll and I figure out who it is, gone. Um, you know what? I do want to do more cooking videos right now. It's a combination of I don't know what foods I want to cook and show off or what. Um, let's see here. Um, okay. Yeah, Mac is gone. I didn't even put him in a timeout. I just went sayonara. Um, yeah, I I actually I was the last time I cooked something and was like I should have recorded that. I made like the easiest dish I can think of, which was chili con carne. Um, which now that I've actually cooked it and tried it, I went, ooh, this is good. Um, so yeah. Um, he has not said what my sugar level should be, but luckily it's, I mean, my fasting sugar first thing in the morning is like in the 90s, and like my sugars right before I go to bed or like 2 hours after I eat a meal has been, the highest one I ever saw was like 178, and that was because of the fact that there was a lot of carbs and sugars with that particular meal, and I went, I don't think I'll make that ever again, or I'll try to find some sort of alternative to the sugar. Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of times, most of my meals lately have been just like, yeah, I'm making shake and bake with glazed carrots and I forgot what it was. I had green vegetable wise. I think it was broccoli. No, it was green beans with bacon bits and butter. So yeah, soup weather is coming up, and I don't make. I mean, like canned tomato soup, canned soup. It's about the easiest thing I can do, soup wise. I'm not a big soup maker. That's Jerry Ann's. Actually, what I want to do, which is a little out of my wheelhouse. That's why I kind of want to do it, because I want to get it in my wheelhouse. Is to do some seasonal baking, like pumpkin squares or things, you know, those kind of things. Um, yeah, my sugar. It's kind of strange because when I said I was diabetic, I was like, okay, I kind of knew I was going to be diabetic because my triglycerides and those kind of things are genetically high due to my family's medical history. But yeah, actually, I do have. I recently got it, a diabetic cookbook, and I wanted to pull a couple recipes out of that and try them, because there's a couple recipes I was like, "Ooh, that sounds good." It doesn't sound like it's overly, you know. I actually want to try to do a home. Well, this time of year, I like to make what's called spice bread. It's basically like banana bread, but it's got like seasonal spices. So, I've been wanting to go pick up a box of that. I actually want to see if they've got sugar-free boxes of seasonal foods. Um, I've always heard that they shouldn't be over 100, but that is for a norm. Yeah, I'm not a normal diabetic. Yeah. Oh, no, I've kind of cut back on my sugary snacks. I prefer like even well, they're corn, but bugles. I love bugles, and I'll eat it. I'll eat corn chips or anything like that. Hey, oh, it's past your bedtime. I actually want to get off this soon because I've been on here a little more than I originally planned. Um, well, the other thing I wanted to do, but because of cost, your produce and whatnot nowadays is expensive, and I've been wanting to get more like salad type fixings, and we've got nectarines in the house and apples in the house, and I want to get plums. But my thing is right now, until I can get a doctor's appointment with a nutritionist, which my doctor has sent off a referral for, I'm kind of like, I need to get with a professional nutritionist to basically say, hey, look, type 2 diabetes, it's genetic. how can you help me with diet, food plans and dietary plans and what I can and what I can't have and that kind of stuff. That way I can better follow a diet. Um, so, yeah. Oh, okay. Before I go, do you have any questions for me? Any questions or anything like that? Okay. I go to a nutritionist person once a year. Okay, once a year. Hopefully, I gave you a bunch of paperwork or pamphlets on how to proper diets and whatnot. Marcy C, I hope to be able to get some cooking going. Okay. Glad to have you guys around. Since I don't see any questions, I'm going to go ahead and say good night. See you tomorrow. Enjoy. Bye.